Hey everybody, I have notes or I don't know, an outline so I don't forget anything. I just wanted to, I've been gone a while because everything I prayed for came to fruition at one time. So that was lovely and I'm not complaining, just trying to get breath. So first of all, my hair. This is my 7th month, so 7th month block update information. The thing that I notice is a little bit of the same of what everyone says at this point. That they don't see a lot of growth. I know my hair is growing. I do see and feel difference. Please excuse me. I have allergies and changed. Simple. I don't have any of my stuff in front of me because it's not necessary, but I use my little spraying thing still, and what's inside of that bottle is distilled water so to keep fungus to a minimum. I also put a few drops of tea tree oil in there. I use half distilled water, half rose water. I've spoken about, I have not changed which rose water I use. That's in a form of videos. I'll try to insert a link someplace. What else? Oh, and a few drops of vegetable glycerin. So some people don't believe in doing that. I think that some people think that it causes buildup. Well, I don't feel that. My hair is so, because it's color treated at the ends before I even started, I don't think I'm going to have that problem, because the problem I have is dryness. And so here's what this is how I can really see what the health of my hair by putting the stuff that I put in it. When I mash it down like this, you see that shine? I don't know if you can see that. When I was doing my hair once and I was putting my little stuff in and I was doing like this and I was like, wait a minute, what? I thought that was like, I don't know, residue like from my shampoo, and like, no, dude, that's your healthy hair. What? So, I'll try to do a 360. It's nothing spectacular to see. I'll go in, and I mean, it's a jungle, okay? I haven't had a retwist or any kind of maintenance in about 5 or 6 weeks. I made an attempt a few days ago for the second time to try some extensions. So this is why I did it. I had, the one time I tried it, it was because I had an interview coming up and I freaked out. I have never interviewed with locks or unkept hair. I didn't know how it was going to be perceived, and I really wanted this job. So I thought, I'll do whatever the hell it takes. I went up, I bought a wig. If I would have gone online, I would have gotten a proper wig. If I'm gonna wear one, it needs to be proper. But I didn't have the time. It was an afterthought. So I bought a wig from our local beauty supply store. It was as wavy or curly as it could be. When I say I felt like that was so not me anymore. I'm not a big wig person anyway. But putting that hair on was so not me anymore. I couldn't do it. And it was a Skype interview. And I just didn't know. And then I thought, wait a minute. I have to have these on during the Skype interview. So half my hair is, I was like, man, get out of here. So I just did me. And so I have a wig for, I don't know, Halloween. And I have a wig. So now I have a wig. If I feel moved in that direction, I have a wig. Then I bought some natural or 100% human coily hair that matches my coil, and I put that on the other day. And I did that because I have another in-place interview. It's like a conference, and they interview you freely, and I just got super nervous about that. And then I thought, I put them on. I did like the last 2 rows of my head. I hated it so much. I wore it like I had to go to the bank and run errands. And some people saw me, of course, and they're like, oh, your hair looks different or whatever. I got home and I was trying to snatch the mugs out of my head. I hated it. So those are just moments. Those were 2 moments I don't even want to call it lapse of judgment, but I just got experimental and it didn't work for me. I'm not saying anything against anybody else that does it. And one of the reasons I got is because I saw so many other people do it and it looked great. If I do it, I either will do it, get it done professionally, or I don't know. Or I think it's either going to be, I don't know what I'm going to do. I like doing my own hair. So if the feeling moves me again, the other thing I wanted to do was cover the deadness, the color. I like my color. I don't love it because red oxidizes. I wish I'd have thought about that beforehand, but it oxidizes fast, and I'm in this intense sun. Even in the wintertime, the sun is still beaming down on us, so it oxidizes the color pretty quickly. So yeah, and then I noticed a big change when I stopped drinking as much water. I could feel it. Your locks do not lie. They tell on you. You could talk that mess if you want to. Locks tell your whole truth. So anyways, that's all I have on my lock update. And I wanted to give a shout out to someone who doesn't know I'm alive, but Joyce MD and Nirvana are 2 YouTubers who I followed for inspiration after I got my locks. PR Charles is another person that I looked, whose videos I looked at for inspiration and advice. But Nirvana and, I think I'm saying her name right, and Joyce MD both comb their locks out. I think both ladies are lovely, but when I saw their video, my mouth just dropped open, and that was just a typical response of our people, I think, unfortunately. I don't know if it's just American society, period, or just us women of color, African descent, however you want to describe yourself. I feel like we're always looking up for somebody to save us or to guide us. Like we've been so stripped of our pride and our self-confidence and self-esteem that we're constantly looking for somebody else to validate us and to help guide us. So I checked in with myself on that, and not immediately, but a few minutes later, I was settled, and I thought, that is their business. I change my mind all the time. I took a long time before I decided to have locks because of some of the reasons they mentioned. They wanted to change it up. They miss their loose natural hair. So I get that. But I don't know why Joyce MD, her advice was so, she reminded me most of myself. And then some. She took a very research-based, it seemed as though, a research-based approach at her locks, scientific approaches at her locks. And so I was in the screen with her when she gave her updates. So I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what? But I'm good now. And I wish both ladies and all ladies that make that type of decision the best. Okay, my next topic. Teaching online. I got a new job. Yay! My dream has always been to teach ESL. It wasn't called ESL when the dream first started. When I was a kid, I wanted to join the Peace Corps, and I was told I was too young, and that when I did come of age, I needed to make sure I had my master's. Thank goodness that has changed. But now I don't want to say I'm too old, but they did give that little hint that it's harder for people who are over 35, 40 years old, the conditions and whatnot. And so anyways, I changed I'm still doing the same type of work, but in a different way. And that's how I do life. If I get lemonade, I open a lemonade stand. I mean, if I get lemons, I open up a lemonade stand. So yeah, basically I'm happy with the choices that I made. I'm happy with this job that I got. I work for Education First, EF, and it's a teaching job online. I'm not going to talk about pay because I thought I knew what I was talking about with the start pay, but it's different. I guess it depends on your background. My background in teaching is from the military when I was a supervisor trainer. And you're doing a lot of the same basic things, but this is different work because you're teaching English. So verbs, pronouns, adjectives, all of that counts, and you're going to be teaching it. So if anybody wants to know more about it, I'm not going to say look for the link because, well, I'll insert the link. I'll edit the video. I'll try to edit the video since YouTube's changed their editing process. I will try to edit the video and insert a link to talk more about EF in another video. But bottom line, I love it. I love it. It's a work from home job, and it's legitimate, and it matters, and you're making an impression upon the world. I teach students everywhere, China, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Russia, Czech Republic, Italy, France, who else have I had? Brazil, Mexico, Poland, everywhere. I love it. And it helps me practice all the different languages that I've picked up over the years. And it's just, this was meant, and I'm very happy there. So that's part of why I've been very busy. On top of, I started my doctoral program in education. So between those two things and raising twins who are in their senior year of high school, it's been a lot. At first it hit me pretty hard. I had to incorporate my self-care tools because it was getting out of hand. I have a website and some social media groups and connections that I had to almost abandon to get myself together because I was overwhelmed. It was a lot at one time. I'm better now. That's why I'm doing this video. I've got some things under control. One of the stipulations of starting with EF is I had to have my teaching certification. So while starting my doctorate, studies with my doctorate, I had to get my teaching certification done within 30 days of being hired. And all of this happened at the same time. So I had to do case studies and research papers, and and I'm still maintaining an A average. Don't ask me how that, I didn't even look at my grades until the other day because I was afraid to. I didn't know where I stood. So anyways, wish me, well, you don't have to wish me luck, but I'm putting out there into the universe that I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I really am. But be specific with your prayers. I prayed for all of this to happen for me, and it did. It happened all at once. So yeah. So, and the last thing is the meetup group. I started a meetup group, same premise as this, and my website and my Facebook groups, which is Indigo Self-Care and Living Authentic, or Authentic Living for Women. And I'll try and insert a link. And the meetup group just started. I just posted the group on, let's see, today's Friday. I want to say Sunday or Monday I posted it on the 1st. So 3 days ago. 24 hours later, I had 32 members in the group. What? I was so happy and scared at the same time. But this is it. You know, and the reason I did this, I had a couple of meetup groups before, and they were okay, and then they failed. And I don't know, I've been looking at Warren Buffett and Maya Angelou and so many different inspirational, successful people, and listening to their stories. You have to keep going. You have to try and fail and try and fail, and you have to get back up. And I was letting that stuff devastate me because I'm not about the likes and people blowing smoke up my ass. Like I don't get anything from that. I truly like helping people. And the beautiful thing is I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this to be popular. I'm not in this for you to like me. I want you to like yourself. I'm promoting self-care. One of the things that I do is I believe in being transparent with you. Without that, why listen? This is about living authentically. So I'm an introvert by nature, so some of this chills me to my bone to do. But here it is. And I just scheduled last night. I stayed up and I drafted our icebreaker right before the holidays, where we will talk about putting self-care into motion, with starting now before the holidays, exchange healthy meal prep ideas for the holidays. So I used to fix the typical Southern, my mom's from the South. I was born and raised in New York, but I got my mom's, some of my mom's cooking ideas, of course. She's the one that cooked. And so Christmas and Thanksgiving, even though I'm not a holiday, a person that celebrates those holidays, I use those as family celebration holidays. And I would always cook something like collard greens and cabbage and cornbread and sweet potatoes and what's the other thing? I said cornbread already. Turkey or Cornish hen and my famous macaroni and cheese that everybody loves. And those were the staples. Or fried chicken, or half fried chicken and some smothered chicken. Like I really, everything from scratch. No jar stuff, no box stuff, everything from scratch. Well, I don't do that anymore, much to the chagrin of my children, who miss that stuff tremendously. But I started about 3 years ago with getting Cornish hen and just keeping it simple. Cornish hen, a salad, and I forget what else. The kids were kind of looking like, where is the real food at? Is this a snack? And it's, no, we're eating healthier. I love you, I love myself, and we need to live healthier. So we're going to start with this. And so then the next time they missed their macaroni and cheese, so I said, okay, I'll do a lobster mac for the holidays. And it was good. Woo-wee. It's expensive, but that was some good stuff. So I made that. I made a lobster mac casserole. It was a big hit. And we had some kind of vegetable. And that was it. It was real simple. And so this year, I'm going to do what I wanted to do last year, and that's a fish dish. Like, God dang it, I think it's called albino salmon. It's big, and I talked to the butcher already about how to prepare it. He's from Louisiana. He gave me some really good tasty ideas with it, to put a pesto sauce in there. So what I wanted was to have the holiday colors in there, or to have like African colors in there, which is like black, red, and green, right? So I'm thinking to blacken the salmon. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll let you know how it comes out. Blacken the salmon and use red and green pesto around it. I'll take pictures and upload them to show you how it comes out, but I'm pretty good in the kitchen. I'm not a chef by any means. I just know how to throw together good comfort food. So I'll let you know how that comes out, and what we're going to serve with that is some type of jasmine or brown, some kind of rice, and I'm keeping it simple again, and some kind of cooked vegetable. But yeah, so that's going to be our holiday meal, and I'm incorporating all of those ideas with the meetup. A lot of the ladies have sent me private messages thanking me for creating a group, which is nice, and it's to inspire and empower women of color, African descent, Israeli, Latinas, any woman, Asian, not, and this is to, I don't want people, well, people are going to get it twisted anyway, but what they need to realize is that we are marginalized to the max. We're still marginalized. Don't get it twisted by thinking if you see Magic Johnson and Jordan and Kobe that made it, and Tiger Woods or Blackish and other, I'm sorry, and other shows, my battery's low, so I got to wrap it up, which I was doing anyway, and other shows that think, oh, we made it, we're good, we had a black president, look. No. The beautiful thing about Trump getting into office was that all the, and Obama, the two terms he served, all the bullshit, all the masquerade dropped. The racists came up from under their rocks and out of their caves to express how they really felt. And I love it. I'd rather know where I stand, what's really up, than to be delusional for my walk. And but I knew anyway, but a lot of people walked around in this cloud thinking, oh, we're good, we're free. Like, you might be sort of free here, and you might think that you're totally free, but if you live in America, you are not. So anyway, I was tired of complaining about that on social media, and I decided to do something. So it's an interactive meetup group, and it's a small look at how the retreat will be, and I can't wait to tell you more about it. Thank you for your time. As always, please be kind to each other. Please incorporate self-care and authentic living in your life. You won't regret it. All right. Thank you so much. Lots of love, light, and indigo vibrations. Mwah! I love you. Bye.